Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's OGC here. Welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to go over absolutely everything that you need to know about the troop equipment that just came out in the brand new patch. And I also have some helpful advice on what to focus for when it comes to the equipment. So first things first, please hit the subscribe button. So when we look at the new equipment, there's a couple things that we need to go over first. First of all, there are two new currencies because this game does not have enough currencies as is. The first one is the Forge Fire Stone. This is used to increase the level of your equipment for your troops. How it kind of works is each equipment has different levels. You upgrade the levels, and once you hit a certain threshold, you can then add a star to the equipment. Hitting a star for all of the equipment it gives like a bonus to the troops. It's kind of like with chakra when you hit the ranks to give the bonuses to the troops. That's what happens when all of the equipment hits a certain star. But in order to get the stars, you have to use the Forge Fire Stones to increase the level. Then we use the Astro Stones to actually like bring you the star. Astro, star, it all kind of makes sense. So we use Forge Fire to increase the levels, and then we use the Astro Stone to actually get the star on the equipment. So let's jump in and I'll show you what it looks like, and it might make a little bit more sense. So first things first, we have a bunch of equipment. If we click on the equipment, we can choose to unequip it, which is absolutely awesome. It means it's similar to prisms in the sense that you can always move the equipment around. You're not stuck like chakra. But there's a few little subtleties with this equipment that is worthwhile to look at. So the first thing is there are different race-specific bonuses when it comes to the equipment. So the easiest way to see it is if we're going to equip something, on the top left-hand side of the icon of the equipment, there's a unique symbol. There's 5 different ones, and each one represents a different race. If you have bad eyesight, like I do, just click on the equipment and it will have the the symbol for that race next to the name. So for example, the Blazing Emblem, it has a Lich symbol. And for the Dark Dice, it has the Rockin symbol. It's directly next to the name of the equipment. So when we look at the equipment, let's look at the Blazing Emblem. This has a Lich symbol, so we see that it has a primary bonus of increasing the troops' health by 0.2%. It doesn't seem like much, but if we level this up, we'll get a bigger percentage. It also has a racial attunement. So this is specific for Lich. So Lich will get a increased health. Is a bigger bonus than for the primary bonus, the racial attunement. So it is very beneficial to have the proper equipment for the race that you're playing. Now there is a secondary bonus that increases the troops' health, increases the amount of elixir you have, and it protects some blood diamonds. I mean, the secondary stuff isn't nearly as important besides the troop health portion. So what we will do is we will equip the Lich one. Now it's important to notice, because I don't have a Lich specific one for the armor. It doesn't have to be a specific race armor to actually equip it. You just will not get the racial attunement bonus. Once we have everything equipped, what we can do is we can go and we can upgrade. So you'll see a big button in the middle and it will say upgrade, and underneath it's going to have the Forge Fire Stones. This requires 400 to make it level 2. We can see how much we have right up at the top up there. We have 7,500 of the Forge Fire Stones. So let's upgrade this a little bit. So now we hit level 1. We hit level 2. We can see the bonuses kind of grow, especially with the primary bonus. We're actually getting up there. Now we're getting some serious growth on it. It's really good. Now we're almost at like 2%. This is the growth from these for your troops is actually really, really high. So now that we have this all the way up to level 5, we can now add a star to it. So if we exit out real quick, we can see that this is level 5. However, if you compare it to the equipment above it, that's also level 5. The second one, this one that's up on the screen right now, has a star underneath it. So what we'll do is we'll have to use the Astro Stones to add the star. So we'll just hit that in the middle, and now we have a star on it. Now you guys might be asking, why bother with the star? That seems silly. Well, I'll show you why. We'll just come in here and we will upgrade this one as well. We'll enhance it. Now that all 4 pieces of equipment have stars, we all of a sudden gain a bonus. So this bonus for the 1 star, it reduces the Scorpion training time by 10%. It adds up a little bit over time. And remember guys, you can also unequip these at any point in time. You can switch them between your troops, even between races. So when it comes to the actual stars and what's important with the stars, this is probably the biggest takeaway I have from this video. Most people will be able to figure out the equipment portion, but the most important thing, I think, unless you're a whale, if you're a whale, this is not for you. I think it's a very safe thing to go for 4 stars for all of the troops. So for a Lich, that looks like your Stalkers, Warlocks, Scorpions, Spiders, and Mummies. That's 5. The reason why it's important to go for the 4 stars for all of them, in my opinion, and why it's a safe move, it's not as risky. It's playing everything safe. But the reason why is at 4 stars, it improves the attack damage by 6%, health by 6%, and healing efficiency by 6% for all Lich troops. So there's 5 different ones. Each one will add 6% to damage and health. So across the board for all of your troops, they're all going to gain 30% attack and 30% health. That's kind of a big deal because it's universally applied to all of your troops. If you switch races, it comes with you. You just need to unequip and re-equip everything over and over. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'll throw out to people to recommend. If you guys have a really specific strategy, say that you're playing Dwarf and you know that you're going to be playing Dwarf for a very long time because you love short people, as do I, then maybe you just focus on the mechs and snipers and you just bring them up to like 10 stars as soon as you can. It's up to you, but I do think that the safe option is going to the 4 stars for each. Now, one last thing when it comes to the equipment, and this part is super important. You can see at the bottom of the screen, and I'm kind of covering it up a little bit. If I move, we can see the whole thing. It says all material spent on upgrading or enhancing a set will be returned after transmuting. This means we can actually come in and we can, if we so dare, we can actually transmute the equipment that we have. Transmuting the equipment, it looks like we can go all the way up to Divine. So this is going to get utterly nasty at higher levels of play. Give it some time. Once people start making the Divine ones, that's when the equipment stuff's really going to take it to the next level. Now, what I think is really cool about this, so we'll go back to the equipment because I think this is really important, and I think it's a really good move by Lilith. I mean, this is going to be a total cash grab type of item and or system. But the one subtlety that I really like about this, other than being able to unequip the equipment, is all the material spent will be returned to you upon transmuting. So if you go all in for one specific race and you decide to switch races, a month from now, as long as you have the equipment set aside for those races, then you'll be fine. You just go in, you transmute, and you're going to get all of that all of the Forge Fire. You're going to get all the Astro Stones back, 100% of it. That's huge. That's huge. It's kind of like releasing a dragon. You're going to get all of it back so that you can just build a new one. It's the same idea when it comes to the equipment. So the big takeaways from this, and the things that are going to help you out the most is, unless you have a really specific goal, shoot for the 4 stars for all of your equipment. It's probably going to be the fastest and easiest thing to do to get the biggest benefit overall for your army. So go for the 4-star bonuses for all of your troops, unless you're doing a very specific thing like mechs or trees or something like that. The next big takeaway is, don't be afraid to use your Forge Fire and your Astro Stones now and to play around with the system. Once you transmute them, you'll get them back. You're going to get equipments, and you're going to get the Forge Fire Stones and Astro Stones every day, or you can always go into the shop and buy more. The last thing is, What I'm going to do and what I recommend you guys do is keep an equipment set for every race. Now, I'm not saying that you need to upgrade them to 10 stars or anything like that, but just hold them even if they have 0 stars in it. And the reason why I say that is because say everyone's dwarf right now, and all of a sudden, True Ruby gets a giant nerf, and nobody's dwarf anymore. Everyone goes back to human. Well, if you've been transmuting all of your spare equipments and you have no human-specific equipments, and you want to switch the human ones, you're going to lose out on the racial attunement bonuses. So what I recommend is keep as we get more equipments, of course. You want to make an equipment set for each race. You don't need to upgrade them. You do not need to upgrade them. Just have them there just as like a peace of mind. So if you ever do need to switch races, you'll always have that option there. So with that, hopefully everybody understands the troop equipment, and hopefully you guys got some really good advice out of this. I am excited to see all of this, and I'm excited to see you guys soon. So in the description of this video and all videos, we have some cool stuff. We have the OGC community chat. Go check that out. It's actually the Discord. We have the Patreon page. Thank you to the Patreons, both past and present. Because of you guys, I'm able to do this. We also have a donation button. Why not? And we have a merch store, so go get yourself some cool swagger, and get your wife some as well, or your girlfriend. And if you don't have one yet, just buy it. That way you can give it to them on your first date. Guaranteed success. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.